Hello and welcome to the True Symposium series. My name is Randy Leopando, Training and Education Manager here at True, and we are live at our showroom in Lake St. Louis, Missouri. Before we get started, if this is your first time joining us, thank you for wanting to learn about our product. For those who are who've been to multiple symposium series and watched them, thank you. We really appreciate you wanting to learn more about our products. And finally, a special shout out to our international dealers and customers, which I understand are staying up late to watch and learn what we're going to talk about today. So thank you. So today for this is our ninth episode. We're going to be talking about a brand new commercial treadmill piece known as the 600 series. Now, this treadmill, the objective of it was to build or develop a treadmill that was budget friendly and durable, capable, fully commercial and capable of withstanding the abuse of a high-use facility. And that's what this piece is right here. This is our 600. Now, since this is a new piece, I had to enlist some help to help me talk about some of the things that are not so obvious and are things that are under the hood that you can't see and appreciate. So, Jared, come on over. This is Jared Kueker. He is our Director of Product Development, and he's been on our symposiums before. So for those who've watched them in the past, he's no stranger to the camera. So Jared, this 600 piece. Now, for any people out there that are familiar with our products, this, kind of resembles one of our vertical market pieces. But, we're here to tell them, or you're here to tell them because you've got all the information that it's more than just a built-up vertical market piece. So, what you got for us? Let's start with the frame.
Yeah. So as a whole, we started with again one of our vertical market pieces, but again everything's underneath the hood. So the goal was to create a 650 running surface. Basically have the same qualifications as the TC600 in the smaller package. So again, it's a little bit narrower, a little bit smaller. So starting with the frame. So the first thing we did, if you look at the side of the machine, some things you can't see are the strength of the tube inside of there. So just the strength of the frame itself, we doubled that. What that's going to do, give us exponentially more life out of this frame. We know the frame of our vertical market piece, it can almost stand up to a full commercial by itself. So just changing up that a little bit, we're confident no matter how big the user, how fast they're trying to go, that frame can handle the abuse for it.
Here's an exciting feature I want you to talk about, because this is going to apply to all our commercial treadmills moving forward in the future, our belt and deck. How is this going to withstand, or what are the improvements that we made for belt and deck systems for all our treadmills across the commercial line?
Yeah, so we've been investigating belt and decks for, years. Pretty much since the beginning of time. Our owner Frank Trulask has been very adamant, always have the best belt and deck out there. So, our latest creation we have right now is switching to a completely maintenance-free belt and deck. What that's going to allow you to do is basically get complete life out of this belt, a couple years of life out of it without ever having to do a single thing to it. And a second advantage of that is even after you wear through the belt, our deck is flippable and the lubrication that we use is already built into that deck. So what that's going to allow you to do is, again, for every belt you change out, or for every 2 belts you change out, you only have to replace the deck 1 time. So again, huge benefit to us. You can go multiple years without having to change that belt up or the deck up.
Ooh, that's nice. You hear that? Maintenance, almost maintenance free, right? For a certain period of time. That's huge for this line especially. Incline motor, what you got for me under the hood there?
Yeah, so under the hood, some other things you can't see. Just as simple as the deck mounts that we have in there. So deck mounts, that's another one that basically we use the full commercial version of deck mounts. Something really strong, really structural. We doubled the thickness compared to what the vertical market machine was. Once you get underneath the hood, a couple of the advantages we have. Our incline rack, again, doubling the strength of that steel underneath there. The drive motor, taking it from 4 to 5 horsepower. On the incline motor, taking it, increasing the size of the nut that's on there. So again, it can take way more abuse without ever having to worry about that incline motor essentially trying to be ripped apart. So, we went through a lot of effort to basically make everything more bulletproof, as we like to say.
That's great. All safety certs intact?
Yep. So basically every certification. So for those domestic guys here, you got your UL, you got your FCC, you got your CSA. For the European, the international guys, we have EN957, we have CE, we have EMC. So basically everything that we have on our current commercial line, or the vertical market for that matter, is going to apply to this. So again, all your handlebar strength, your guarding that's on all the decks, everything that's on there, everything that we have on the full commercial line to begin with, we've transferred over to this unit.
Looks like we also went with the extruded aluminum straddle covers here.
Yep.
Just like on all our other commercial pieces, so that's a nice durable feature here for this.
Yep. Again, I always tell people, if you want to see how durable these are, take a hammer to them. I mean, they are robust. I don't actually want you to take a hammer to them, but like I said, they're not going to break them. You don't have to worry about cracking. You don't have to worry about something chipping or flaking. Again, these are meant to last the life of the machine.
What's also neat about this treadmill, and again, all our other commercial treadmills, we're able to, or this treadmill's going to be able to have or accommodate our 5 different consoles, right?
Correct.
For this.
Correct.
So for your budget, whether you're looking for something that's really technologically advanced, that has asset management, internet capabilities, TV, down to just simple turn it on and get your workout going, we have that for you to choose from as an option. So.
Yep.
Well, since I've been in the gym industry for 20 years prior to True, I always like to look at any of the machines that we put out from a fitness director or an operator's point of view. One thing that holds true is our low step-up height. So it's great for safety. I see this as a huge safety benefit for clubs. It's got about a 6.5-inch step-up height. So even though this is a compact piece, there's a reason why we do certain things like the step-up height. Again, anything that's over like an 8-inch rise, we're accustomed because stairwells or staircases are about an 8-inch. So anything above that, you pose a risk, an injury risk or a trip hazard. So there's our step-up height. We talked about our aluminum straddle covers, and between those is our running surface. It's 60 by 22. It's a standard running surface just like any other commercial treadmill. So we have that to offer for you. The soft system deck. Once again, this is available on all our treadmills, and our soft system is something that came out a long time ago that Frank patented. Recall, for those who've watched our symposiums before, SOFT is an acronym for shock absorbing orthopedically correct foot plant transfer system. Basically, it absorbs shock where it's supposed to and you're running or walking, and it becomes a lot firmer where it needs to be. So again, a great feature that's going to come with this treadmill as well. Our max speed on this is 12 miles per hour, but we have an interesting low speed startup of 0.2 miles per hour, and I think that's going to be really good for retirement communities or medical facilities where sometimes the slower startup speed is needed to get someone back to functional capacity. Our incline, did I mention incline yet? 15-degree incline on that, and we've got the robust motor that and the whole mechanism and structure that Jared just talked about. Boy, did I get through everything already? I think so. Yeah. I think since I have Jared here, we can open up the symposium for any questions that you may have.
Someone wants to know what the warranty will look like on this product.
The warranty is pretty standard. We have lifetime on the frame, 5 years on the motor, 3 years parts and labor.
What is the max speed and incline?
The max speed and incline is, max speed is 12 miles per hour, the max incline is 15%.
What's the max user weight?
The question is, what is the max user weight? It is 400 pounds.
Yep. Yeah, and keep in mind when we say 400 pounds, everything we design on the machine is meant to hold that. So, something like the handlebars, making sure that the amount of weight you can put on these handlebars also accommodates that. So again, it's not just the deck surface, it's the entire frame itself that's certified to that point.
And then, is there a power outlet at the front and back end?
Right now, there's only a power outlet at the front. Good question, though.
Someone else wants to know about the reversible
Yeah, so basically what it allows you to do, again, there's built-in lubrication already into the deck itself. So, you know, we're on our current treadmills. You can't see them, they're off camera right now, but you have to go in there, do maintenance on it every couple months, keeps that belt and deck moving free. What this is, you know, the fact that it's maintenance free, it's already built into the deck. So what's going to happen is, as you use that belt, every time it's going to keep that lubrication in there. You know, it's going to re-wick itself every time you use it. At some point, you know, you will wear through the surface of the belt. I mean, we predict anywhere from 2 to 3 years, depending on the club usage. At that point, what you can do is actually flip the deck, just replace the belt, and again, that lubrication is already built into the deck itself. So all you got to do is put the new belt on there, and away you go for another couple years.
Can medical handrails be used on this treadmill?
Absolutely.
And for those who can't hear the question, that question was if medical handrails can be attached to this, and the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what you do is you pull these handlebars off, the medical handrail goes on, there's actually some mounting surfaces down there that you drive the 2 bolts into, and yeah, it'll take it all the way to the backside.
Does this treadmill require a 20 amp dedicated circuit?
Yes, yeah, it's a full commercial unit. This does have our PFC system, same thing we have in all the other commercial treadmills. So again, you know, the ability for it to go anywhere in the world, you know, 110, 220, 230, any voltage, any power requirements.
I'll just repeat that question real quick, just in case someone else had the same question. The question was,
does it require a 20 amp dedicated circuit?
Yeah.
does it require a 20 amp dedicated circuit?
Yeah.
I'm just not sure if you
Yeah,
can hear Megan in the background.
Yeah, and so it's a dedicated 20 amp circuit here if you're on you know, single phase 120. So when you're on the international markets, things change because again, you're running anywhere from 200 to 240 volts. So your amp draw is going to change based on that.
See, we've got more questions rolling in. Keep them coming if you have them.
What are the color options?
What are the color options is the question. There are color options available with regard to the upright and the frame, or the bottom piece, I believe.
Yeah. So typically what we do on custom colors is that if there's a custom color somebody wants, you just talk to your salesperson or your dealer, whoever that may be. They typically tell us what that is, and then we'll give you the lead time and what that'll take.
But that option is available if you want custom colors.
It is. And usually the biggest lead time is usually actually approving the color with you guys. So, you know, we typically have a red color that we have available, but usually you guys are looking for a certain shade of cherry red. So that's the longest lead time on the whole thing, is getting that fully approved.
Can you talk a little bit about the emergency stop button?
The question is to go into a little bit more detail about the emergency stop button.
Sure. Yeah, the way it operates, standard is safety key that we have in everything else. So it is a removable safety key on this machine, a little bit different than our other commercial products. So again, this one fully removes. It is clipped to the machine, that way somebody can't walk off with it. But again, it does all the same things that you'd expect. You know, it brings the machine to a stop during that emergency situation, cuts all power to the motor, basically passes all applicable standards in the same way all of our other commercial products do.
Will this treadmill be replacing any other treadmills in the current lineup?
Will this treadmill be replacing any other treadmills in our current lineup?
It's a good question. Maybe. Yeah. So as of right now, I mean, this is an addition to our lineup. So whether or not it takes the place of any down the road, you know, that's yet to be determined.
I will say this, so based on that question, based on your description and based on what I've read about this particular treadmill, if you're familiar with our line, we have a 650 treadmill. This is pretty much the 650 treadmill, just in a different package. It's just in a different skin. It's a little bit more compact, but it has all the same features, the same robust and durability. So that's another way of looking at this. It was a way to make it a budget-friendly treadmill.
Yeah. So to Randy's point, same running surface, same length, same width. Really, what you get is it's a shorter treadmill and a little bit narrower. So again, it's just a little bit smaller. Removes some of the bells and whistles that we have in our TC600, but gives you the same performance out of it.
Are the lateral steps plastic or aluminum?
The straddle covers are all extruded aluminum on this machine. So a little bit different color that we put on here versus the 650 or the 900. You know, we went with a matte black versus the polished black, but again, these are solid extruded aluminum.
In case you didn't hear the question was if the straddle covers were, what material they were made of.
And will the true blue stripes be available on the side rails?
Yeah, so the question is on the true blue stripes, if these are available. This machine does not have the true blue stripe. So the way we extrude these, we don't have that stripe in there, so it's just a solid black straddle cover.
And when is the projected availability of this product?
So here domestically, our goal is to start shipping this in November. Typically what we do is international follows about 3 months from there. So international would probably start shipping sometime around February-ish, February, March.
And how many miles on the deck before replacement is needed?
So, you know, to give you guys an idea, the tester that we've been using here at True, you know, we've gotten more than 30,000 miles out of a belt, and it's a pretty abusive test. We're actually in the middle of retesting it because our tester destroyed itself in the middle of the test. So we got to about 30,000 miles. Belt and deck looked flawless, and then at that point the machine actually destroyed, and believe it or not, it ripped a hole in the middle of the deck. So we're actually having it in the middle. We don't know how far it'll actually go. Like I said, 30,000 miles with doing absolutely nothing to it. And that's simulating about a 225 pound runner at all times on there. So, you know, the mileage that we're getting out of this is pretty intense for, you know, maintenance-free belt and deck.
And then speaking of the maintenance, is it suggested to lubricate this belt and deck?
No. So this is, like you said, it is completely maintenance-free. So there's nothing you add to it. You don't add wax, you don't add silicone. There's zero you do to it. I mean, really the extent of what you may want to do is just, you know, when you do your typical cleaning, you know, you wipe away any dust and grime, but outside of that, I mean, when we say maintenance-free, it is truly a maintenance-free belt and deck. Okay, I think that's the last question, Randy.
All right, great. Well, thank you again for taking the time to watch us and learn about this new commercial treadmill that we're putting out. Stay tuned on our social media for our next symposium. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and hopefully you'll be able to join us again. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you again.